National Treasury has introduced a new way for South Africans to save. It's created the RSA Retail Savings Top-Up Bond product, which is targeted at younger investors and allows them to save smaller amounts. The product will be launched on the 1st of April. And joining me now from National Treasury is Terry Msomi to talk us through. He's on the line there. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Terry. Talk us through how this product offering actually works.
Yeah, thanks, Rofiwa. So, I mean, you're quite correct. The objective is really to try and attract some of the younger investors who don't necessarily have the larger lump sums, ready and available to invest. So, the bond itself is going to be a 3-year maturity bond. It's going to essentially have a minimum investment amount of 500 Rand. And thereafter, individuals can then top up or add to their investment via a minimum of 100 Rand top-up. So it makes it quite easy and makes it quite affordable for people to be able to actually top up. And you can top up whenever you'd like to. If you'd like to do it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, even on an annual basis, you're able to do that. The interest rate will be reset on a quarterly basis. It will be quite competitive. It'll be interpolated from the nominal bond yield curve, so it'll be quite competitive compared to some of the products that are in the market. And I think the other sort of important factor or feature is that for the first time, it's not just individuals that will be able to invest. It's also informal clubs or informal groups such as stokvels and social clubs, which I think is quite a big step. We know the types of problems that some of these organizations face when it comes to things like theft of funds and robberies and things of that nature. So this provides them an instrument that they can use to invest their funds safely.
No, absolutely. And why was it so important, Terry, for National Treasury, a government institution, to get on board such an important initiative? But talk us through why it was important for National Treasury in particular to get on board this.
Yeah. So look, we know that the savings culture in the country is not what it should be. If you compare South Africa's gross national savings as well as household savings, they're low relative to some of our peers. And we know that over the long term, in order to achieve, sustainable long-term economic growth, the level of household as well as corporate savings has to be quite high. And so anything that we can do in order to contribute to the change of that culture and to the improvement of that savings culture, we have an obligation to do that. And so this is something that we started doing back in 2004 when we introduced, the existing two products, the fixed rate and inflation-linked bonds, just simply because, these products were going to be much more competitive. They were going to attract investors and they were going to be free, right? So, one of the things that prevents people from investing, particularly in investment products, is the fee layers that are on some of those products. So you'll pay management fees, you'll pay advisory fees, you'll pay broker fees, and at the end of the day, your returns are low, which then stops you from investing, and that contributes to that lack of savings culture. And so we wanted to change that, with some of the investment products that we've got. So this is just simply a continuation of that trend where we are doing everything that we can as government to ensure that, people are saving as much as possible, and that we're creating the environment where, the products are good enough for people to trust in and to come in and use.
No, absolutely. I mean, we've spoken about the fact that it's fairly affordable to start your investment using this particular product. But how else are we creating awareness to encourage people to try out the product and to learn to invest? Do you have any kind of campaigning around that?
Look, as far as campaigns are concerned, we're one of those departments that's quite stringent in terms of how we utilize funds. So a lot of people will say that they've not been aware of even the existing products that we have, despite the fact that, these are some brilliant products. But we have stepped up efforts in the last few years to become more visible, So for example, we, have a social media page now, which is not something that we've had in the past. So you can find us on Facebook, where we do tend to interact quite a lot with some of our investors. We've recently created a new website and continue to improve that website. And that's pretty much where you can find all our information. We've made it a lot more easy to invest in the product via the website, trying to take away the paper environment and situations where you have to actually walk into the office, which usually you'd have to do in the past. So we've tried to make access to the product a little bit more accessible, or a little bit more easy. You'll see us now and then at certain events that take place throughout the country. Obviously, over the last 2 years, we've had the COVID pandemic, which has stopped us from actually going out and doing promotions. But as life goes back to normal, those are some of the things that we will continue to do, just to become a little bit more out in the public, and for people to become a lot more aware of us.
Absolutely. Terry Msomi from National Treasury, thank you very much for joining us this morning, talking us through the RSA Retail Savings Top-Up Bond product, which really is an opportunity for South Africans, particularly younger ones, to start investing and saving. And of course, he was just furnishing us with details around that product.